From Bandai and their movie monster line of vinyl Godzilla figures, this is the 2019 Godzilla. Godzilla as he appears in Godzilla King of the Monsters. And he's just gorgeous. Probably the best Godzilla I own. An drop-dead, beautiful figure that won't go for a lot of money. Now, admittedly, you have this tag here, and I'm about to make a lot of collectors very upset because consider this an on-screen unboxing. My apologies, folks. I don't collect these for the collectability or the prices. I collect them because I like to pose them, I like to play with them, and I don't enjoy having to look at a big, ugly card every time I do it. There we are. And now, Godzilla is free. This Godzilla is obviously the legendary Godzilla. As I said, he's from King of the Monsters. But there's something here that's just everything I could want out of a Godzilla figure. The sculpting, the painting, though admittedly there isn't much of it, but also just the spirit. The spirit of Godzilla is so clearly here. And I know I'm not the most diehard Godzilla fan. I have only seen about maybe 12 of the movies in total, but man, everything I've ever come to understand about Godzilla, I see here in its own small ways. Starting with that head sculpt, I love just the tiniest hints of eyes you see. Little blue marbles in an ocean of gray and black. There's also painted teeth, and it's not the cleanest paint in the world, but I enjoy that too. When you get down to it, a creature like this, especially a predator like this, they're going to be losing and regrowing teeth all the time. I'm okay with Godzilla maybe not having the best dental plan in the world, but there's something so menacing about it. And yet, the fact that it's such a light blue, there's a nobility here. He is the king of the monsters. It's almost like he's beyond our labels of good and bad, and you can see it in a $20 figure, which is kind of insane to me. That said, if we're going to be talking about blue, look at the dorsal plates of Godzilla. I already loved the plates from the King of the Monsters Godzilla, but this electric metallic blue going all the way down the spine, it looks as though he's charging up his atomic breath, which more than likely is what this figure's supposed to be, but I also kind of just wish these were what the plates always looked like in the movie. Look at how they catch the light. Look at how beautifully they sheen. Bandai has a wonderful silver paint. Whenever they break out the metallic paints, it's always going to be gorgeous. But this figure, its sculpting, its personality, the blue is only amplifying all of that, making, again, a $20 figure feel like something so much more grand than what it could have been. Sculpting throughout the entire body is incredible. Individual scales being picked out. You can especially see in the legs and the thighs all the different plates of armor, and the scales going up and down the thighs into the hips. On the arms as well, you can see where they're folding over. Keep in mind, he is an aquatic animal, so it makes sense that he would be covered in all these gills and fins and all these other things so that he can swim around a little bit easier. Finally, there's just the body in general. I love the design of Legendary Godzilla because he looks like an old man. That's what he's designed to be. Godzilla is this old king. He's tired, he's grumpy, he's worn down, but you're never going to beat him in a fight. He's the king because he's outlasted everyone. I kind of always enjoyed that about the visual identities of Godzilla, not just in these movies, but in most movies. He always walks around like he's beleaguered. He walks around like he's, well, tired. It's when he's scary and villainous, it comes across like he's inhuman and an animal. But then when he is heroic, or he does have more human-like attributes, when he is, what's the word I'm looking for? When he is anthropomorphized, is that the word? But when he's supposed to be more akin to a human, you can see that this guy is just as old as can be, but they're still fighting him. He's like the last cowboy, and he's not going to go down without a fight. You're going to have to kill him to keep him down. There's also just the sheer size of this guy. You can look at a deluxe class Transformer of a normal height. Keep in mind, they go for $25, Godzilla is $20, but he's much taller and much wider. This Godzilla stands to be nearly 7 inches tall and nearly 9 inches from snout to tail. An absolute behemoth of a $20 toy. Of course, some of that price is because he's not all that well articulated. He has swivels in both arms, though admittedly, you can't do much with him unless maybe you just want him to be angry at some kids on his lawn. And then you also got hinges here in the hips, which can give you, I don't know, maybe if you want to tail slap someone. Admittedly, this Godzilla is designed for one pose. He's supposed to stand there, but he's going to be absolutely gorgeous standing there. Here he is alongside the other Godzillas I have in my collection, and again, there's just no contest. He is my new favorite Godzilla. He is the display Godzilla, for all intents and purposes. I, of course, love my 54 Godzilla. I'm not too big on that evolved Godzilla, but, at least he's pink. And I like those little mini Godzillas down below, but none of them can touch the king, baby. He is the king of these monsters. For anyone curious, here he is scaled alongside the evolved Godzilla that Playmates put out. You can see he's much taller, much bulkier, much better sculpted, a better toy all around, though he is twice the price of that Playmates Godzilla. Here he is alongside my mini collection Godzillas, and yeah, that's pretty adorable. And finally, here he is alongside my Bandai Vinyl 1954 Godzilla. I still love this Godzilla, I really do. And it is the Godzilla that helped me kickstart this whole Godzilla collection, but he just can't measure up. Even still, I'm happy to have them both. It's almost like seeing a dad watch as their son becomes better than they ever were, and yet still being proud of them for it. Like a great passing of the torch, I can see now that this new Godzilla is going to be the Godzilla of the collection. But boy am I happy that 54 Godzilla made me certain that I wanted to try this shelf out. Just for fun, here he is alongside the Playmates King Ghidorah, and yeah, the scaling doesn't work, but also they're from different toy lines, so the scaling was never going to work because it wasn't supposed to work. And finally, even though this scaling still doesn't work, this Godzilla looks so good with the Playmates Mothra. I just adore this. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love Toho, Godzilla, and Mothra. I do, but I like the idea that they're buddies. I like the idea that these two hang out. And seeing two figures that look so good together, it puts a smile on my face. Getting the entire Godzilla collection as it currently stands, I can reaffirm I think this Godzilla is my favorite addition to the entire collection. He's just pitch perfect. The only toy that really comes close to him is the Drowned Viper and Mothra, my other two favorites. So I can say I'm pretty satisfied with him. Only question left to answer is, can the Drowned Viper wrap all the way around him? The answer is no. Even the Drowned Viper knows to bow before the king.